For the last 2 weeks, we've had the pleasure of chatting with our guest about something we all have or will inevitably experience, the feelings of grief and loss. Let's welcome back Heidi Dunstan, grief educator and operations manager of bLU Talks. It's a cross between TED Talks and Chicken Soup for the Soul. We're well acquainted with both. Glad to have you with us for a third week. And bLU Talks, it sounds like very much like TED Talks, but there's something a bit deeper about it. Sounds like. Yeah, tell us more.
So bLU Talk stands for Business Life in the Universe. So we allow for speakers that come in that speak on business, life, and then also that spiritual piece, which TEDx doesn't really allow for. But the nice part is it's also a bit of a community and a family. A lot of the bLU Talks members feel like they are family together, and they're building their businesses and trying to share their message to make an impact in the world.
How long has bLU Talks been around?
About 5 years now.
Has it?
Yeah. Yep.
And do you go around to different towns and you put on presentations? You do?
Yeah. So TED Talks typically what a TEDx people franchise and will have their location in their city. We go to different places in Canada, the US, and right now in the UK as well.
Oh, I see. Okay. And to become a presenter, so what do you have to embody in order to present at a bLU Talks?
Really, we just would like people who have a message that they want to share with the world. So we have the talks, and we also have the collaboration books, and they come and share their message, and we film them on stage so that they've got video footage to be able to share with other people about what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Tell us more about the books, because you have several channels. You've got YouTube, you have a podcast, and you have the books. So tell us a bit more about those.
So those books are similar to the Chicken Soup for the Soul, so everybody can contribute a chapter. Lots of times those books will have significant authors that will write the forwards. So our latest book that's about to come out is going to have contributions from an interview with the late Bob Proctor that's never been aired. Proctor is one of the world-renowned, big into the law of attraction. He was big into The Secret, the movie, and he passed a couple of years ago, and so him and his son have contributed. So now the authors of that book are able to align and leverage that they've contributed books with the late Bob Proctor.
Oh, very interesting.
So, and then what we also do with our videos from the talks is that we air them on a number of different networks. So now all of a sudden our speakers have the ability to say they were featured on in a number of different places, Apple TV, Roku TV, and so all of a sudden they take their expertise. So for example, you know that I'm a grief educator. I can now be compared to another grief educator, but with my As Seen On banner, having significant logos. People look at me with a different light.
Interesting. So it gives credence to the message that you're trying to get across. And we touched on this in previous weeks, but you became a grief educator because of your own experience with grief. You lost your husband 6 years ago. Why did you decide that this was the path that you wanted to take? You had a day job before then. What did you do? Was it similar?
Yeah, I'm an event manager, and so I've been running events for 15 years. And oddly enough, about 3 weeks before my husband passed, which he passed unexpectedly, he said, I want you to speak more and start teaching people more.
Gosh.
And so now I have the best of both worlds. I get to speak in different venues and spaces about things that I'm passionate about, and I also get to help people do the same thing and teach them how to leverage up and share their message with the world. It's a really cool opportunity.
What's been the response specifically with you and your teachings of grief, but also the larger scope of bLU Talks and what people have gotten out of it?
A lot of people look at me and go, wow, I need what you have to offer. I need to learn more about what to say and what not to say, because I'm terrible at it. And then in terms of all of our other speakers, they always feel like, hey, I have a space and a voice, and I'm actually being heard and seen, and people are actually building significant businesses because they're able to do that oftentimes from finding passion from their pain.
So people who want to present, people who want to watch the presentations, where should they go?
Check us out at bLU Talks, bLU Talks.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, we appreciate you coming to the Holy City. Thanks again, Heidi.
Thank you.
We're back after this.